Welcome to the first of two videos about the hardware setup I have for my online teaching. This is the setup I'm using currently for my students all being at home, doing a complete at-home virtual model. I'm currently in the school, but this is what I will also be using if I have a hybrid model with some small adjustments for students who are present in the class. So if you take a look at the hardware setup, you can see that there are two computers being used. I have the school's PC, and then I have the school a laptop that obviously the school has issued as well. So the way that I have this broken down is I tried it a couple different ways, and what I found was that the PC, the desktop, was the more powerful of the two devices. So I'm using that primarily as the communication device. So that is the device you can see that has the students on it. If you take a look at the tabs, there are seven tabs open. There is a main classroom, and there are 6 different breakout rooms that I can ask the students to join so that they can work in small groups. And that window on the right-hand side that says breakout rooms, that is how I control all of those things, right? It also allows me to take attendance, to put students into groups, to generate the links and all that kind of stuff. So the second video will be covering primarily just how to use that extension, because it does have a learning curve to it, but once you use it, it is actually a phenomenal tool in order to get your students into small groups. Because what I'm finding through my first week of teaching is that when all of the students are in a very large group of 25 to 30, they're less inclined to unmute their mic and engage in the conversation. But if you put them into a group of 4 or 5 of their peers, they are much more willing to do that. So I use that tool every single day, and I have my students in groups for a great portion of each of the classes. Okay, but just to kind of go over how the hardware works, again, the desktop itself is the more powerful of my two devices, so you'll have to decide with your device which one of those fits the bill. I found that when I tried to run many Google Meet windows on my laptop, it slowed down my computer enough that I really wasn't able to teach fluidly because it was lagging behind. So I split the communication off to the desktop, and that desktop currently has, if you take a look on the front of it, there's a white wire coming out of it. That's just a headset microphone that I can put on to be able to speak. And what's not pictured there that I'm going to add is I do have a webcam that I'm going to attach as well. So I'm bringing those in. They're not currently in this picture. Okay, the wires that are coming out of the side are just for charging purposes, the side of the monitor. So one of them is for the the slate that you see sitting here. If you don't have access to that, as far as being able to write, you can either use a stylus pen, which you can purchase, or you can purchase a device like this. There's a company called Wacom that makes tablet devices that you can use for writing. They're commonly used for doing like art and stuff like that on a computer, digital art. Okay, so all of that is connected to is just for charging for those devices and for my phone. Okay, what I do with the laptop is I just use this for presentation. So I pull up my the websites that I need to show, or if there are when I'm doing my Google Classroom, if I want to show them something on there, and then also my slides, if there's any examples that I'm going over and notes that they have to take, that is all being done from my laptop. So the desktop just really sits there. That's my way of communicating. The laptop is for teaching. So you can see that there's a little dongle that comes out of the left-hand side. That is for my smartboard slate, and then I have a mouse as well, but those are, again, optional features. Okay, so what I basically do is I join the main classroom with my desktop, and I open up all the rooms, and then I also join that same main classroom with my laptop, and I take over the presentation using my laptop, and then just proceed from there. Okay, all of the students stay on mute because you'll catch a lot of background noise and the like, but they have the ability to unmute themselves as they go. Okay, so this is the basic setup. You might have a powerful enough computer that you can run both of these things on one, but I found that it was difficult to do. My computers couldn't handle all of the information, both the video streaming and the teaching stuff, but yours might. That being said, even if you do that, it might be helpful to have a second screen for the ability to see the students and also see what you're teaching. So I find that this setup right here, even if both computers were powerful enough, is the one that works for me. You can also extend one desktop to two screens if you have an extra monitor sitting around, and you can set that up as well. But this is the basic hardware setup. Okay, I'm going to do a whole separate video on extensions, most specifically the breakout rooms extension and how I use that to teach the students in small groups instead of in a large group. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, if you pop them into the YouTube comments, I can answer them there as they come in.